Hungary, Rabat, Burgundy, Iraq, Kiev, and Kharkiv. These are the capital spots, and the player who takes them all wins the game. Right, and the yellow player got a really good spawn to take over with the Narek Alps holds, plus 4 troops immediately for this bonus, with a good opportunity to expand to Southeastern Europe too, and who knows, he might even go for the split Italy. Originally, as a red player, I really wanted to go for the Spain, but when I saw the blue player capping in Rabat, I still considered capping in Andalusia, but when I saw the pink player capping in Burgundy, so basically my plan was gone. We would have been sandwiched in between two players, pink and blue. Ultimately, it seems like in this game, at the very least in this game, a lot of players spread out. The more open spaces only this noob corner, which to be honest doesn't give it many troops. Let's say maybe the pink player right there gets a good position, maybe he'll be able to expand right there. Myself do not think I'll be able to take over the Russian Empire that easily, it will take at the very least 2 turns. Also, to be honest, let's send an alliance request to the green player and the rest of the players. Let's see which players would like to be friends, even though right there I know I shouldn't take alliances too seriously, but we work well in terms for communicating. Let's see, to be honest, let's see, would the green player dare to take over Southeastern Europe? Here's my question. Right, green, I appreciate that. Let's help each other out when it comes to this place. Also, I have a plan. Let's actually take over this territory so I wouldn't have to split troops the next turn. Let's go right where I go like this, and I move out from the green player's hold. And when I safely finish taking over the Russian Empire next turn. Could have taken its this turn, but then I would have let my capital too weak. The green player might have blitzed that, so I didn't want to risk it. Right, and that means the yellow player gets a super good position right at the end. The thing is that nobody can break through him. Okay, well, he didn't fortify to this place, so technically the blue player could, without having to add additional troops. And I'm saying the green player couldn't, because if the green player does that, basically, the green player won't hold Eastern Europe, since the yellow player would keep breaking through him, man. Also, super big risk by blue right there, only a 4-troop capital. The yellow player is about to receive so many troops and he might take it. I think he should have wiped out the territory too over there. Now would be really weird if a green player tried taking over that capital while he doesn't have a good position yet. His goal should be Eastern Europe. And he doesn't take over this, I would have taken over this. Then next turn right there would have been territories in a straight line for him to finish taking over these. But I guess the more bigger players there are, the better opportunities for me. Right, but I mean he got 17 troops on his capital, then will receive plus 5 troops. That would be kinda self-destructive if he blitzes that capital, because when the yellow player steals these 2 capitals. The yellow player doesn't even go for the blue player's capital, guys, he goes for Orient. He doesn't break for me. And we wanted the yellow player to take over this capital, so then he might have to fight with pink. He might have had to fight with pink. But on the other hand, he might snowball. The game might have been too easy for him to deal with all of the players. So right there thinking I've got a Russian Empire, the pink player got this. Do not think the yellow player will snowball anymore. So unless there will be some pairs of enemies, so for example if pink fights blue and green fights me, then the yellow player just snowballs. But otherwise, if everyone is friendly, then the yellow player will be bounced out. Okay, so let's see. What will the green player do? A single territory, so is he just simply going to stack his troops on that capital without ever taking over either of the holds? Myself not sure how much is it worth it to expand right there. I mean the pink player might want to expand to this place. So I think I'll use the green player strategy, stacking my troops on my capital, just having the Russian Empire at the same time too, instead of having nothing. Okay, so the question of how this game goes, I mean, eventually the green player will be eliminated, right? He's the weakest player right there besides, obviously, the black bot, the player who didn't trade up. Myself, I'm a little bit in a danger too, right there, plus 7 troops, I mean, the Russian Empire is like 2 holds combined. For example, the yellow player gets plus 4 and plus 4 plus 8 total for these 2 holds. But just obviously he's about to expand to this place, to Orient. Now it should maybe possible for me to take over Germany, then other players could capture territories in Eastern Europe. Alright, and I guess a green player keeps capturing territories in these different places of the map because he doesn't want to lock his army. He doesn't want to block his main army, he wants to keep it open. Yeah, right, there are too many troops, I guess ultimately way too many troops for me to finish taking over Germany. So not doing at the very least right now. Right on the troop split like that. Okay, well he keeps stacking next to green. I think he wants to eliminate green eventually, right? Would like to hope the green player gets his territories kept in this place, but I mean the blue player will take over this, right? Eventually the blue player could get car blocked. Once he takes over this, when he gets wiped out from Alps, the rest of the territories in Eastern Europe, and when the pink player could stack more troops to this place or even one of these, and the blue player's game would be over. The green player is definitely also the exception if he still survives over there. If he still has these territories in this place. To be honest, let's attack this, let's make a territory for green, I guess. Right, the yellow player trades on a first set. Again, still doesn't take over Orient. I think he thinks that it would be too greedy, because I mean he could have taken over it if he wanted. 80 troops total, but right there he doesn't look as strong anymore, to be honest. Especially since the blue player now takes over this. Okay, so let's see, which player's situation do I like the best? I think I still like the yellow player situation the best. Why? Because I mean right there will take over this, so we'll receive a bunch of troops, and then definitely when it comes to pink right there, the pink player will be forced to fight blue, I guess, in a way. At the very least, right there the blue player will eventually have to keep breaking through this if he gets wiped out from the rest of the green is obviously weak. Myself, I only got Russian Empire. He still keeps doing this 3 versus 1s instead of 4 versus 1, which would give 100% blitzes right there. Got 2 wild cards, gonna keep one of them right there. Okay, and finally the yellow player takes over Orient. Also, I mean, to be honest, the yellow player's capital is weak right there. He splits his troops in different places. But the set values are low, so I still couldn't eliminate yellow. Can't the blue player has more troops to this place. Red is smart, to be honest. Right, so the pink player blitzes 6 troops off. Like, well, I guess the pink player could expand to Germany, so it's worth for him to do that. Well, by taking over Germany, he will lock his Burgundy army. So in that regard, it's a little bit more complicated. Right, and 6 versus 3, right there, another bad blitz by green. Right, let's take this. Ultimately, it seems like I'm playing in a high-ranked lobby. No beginners in this lobby. All of the players more or less know what we're doing over there. Can't so blue player keeps adding more troops to this place. To be honest, might have been interesting to wipe out a blue player before he started adding these troops to this place, just to spice the things up, but right now I do not want to waste 26 troops for that. And especially since then I would have to go through that 7 troop army to take over Alps too. Right, so now trading spot with green. Right, 30 troops set by blue. The next set is going to be 39, right? So, would the pink player eliminate green right now? Doesn't he have that many troops on his capital? He keeps building more troops in Paris because they have it as a counter-attack army in case the blue player decides to break through Gascony. Also, as you can see, right where the green player is the player who didn't have any hold, myself I've got the Russian Empire, and as you can see, the difference is visible. I've got double the troops the green player has. Now the green player has a set, as you can see right where he's only matching me. He's 67 troops, have to trade on my wild card. But it seems like the green player, like sooner or later, will be eliminated. Also, who knows, might be even good the blue player keeps stacking troops like that, because then it might be easier to eliminate him. Like to go through this place, then right there, assume the pink player moves out his troops from Bavaria, then to go right there, and through the pink player to finish eliminating him from a game. We're waiting for the cards to become valuable. Okay, still the pink player doesn't get wiped out from this. I think I'm attacking this. So the pink player's territories get kept in Germany. So the pink player has to be in this place. I want the green player to get wiped out from Berlin. Okay, the green player trades on a set beforehand, and okay, I see what he's doing. He's going to be skipping cards, right? He's going to be skipping cards, which in a higher ranked lobby right there makes it super unlikely for him to win. Might get the 2nd place, but to get first might be literally impossible. That requires the player before him failing in some way, so right there would be pink, and also but a green player would get a kill with 5 cards. Or like 2 kills at once, which would guarantee him to trade in a set. So for example, if a pink player tries eliminating somebody from a game and fails, so then the green player eliminates that player and pink. Also, it seems like from all of these players will be the last player to train a set, but I think I'm safe. I'm safe to do it right where I've got a lot of troops. Okay, 115. 150 men for blue and 195 for pink, and myself I'll take 254. Which, to be honest, right now isn't that too much of a big difference, considering how strong all of us are. But eventually the set values will become bigger and bigger. Like, it's not like a blue player's army right there feels threatening, but I'm at 5 cards, so I'm safe. Why? Because I'll train a set, so even if a blue player has a set at 3, he still won't be able to eliminate me. Okay, and poor bot gets the last place. Right, I said keep getting these wild cards, but I always force to trade that in. Right, I mean, looking at the troop counter, the yellow player is a little bit weaker now. Why? Because the first player to trade in a set and to trade in the lowest values. The next set value 331 troops, so wouldn't be worth to eliminate anyone. And the pink player right there fortifies back to these troops here, right there accumulates all of his armies to that place, which is smart, but also at the same time his army is locked. So he saves himself from being eliminated from a game, but at the same time he won't be able to make kills and eliminations. And the yellow player doesn't trade in a set, and not sure what is that. Does he think somebody would try to eliminate him for 5 cards and he's trying to get more territories right there? Doesn't seem so. Not sure what is his plan. Let's see, the blue player unleashes the pink player's biggest army, basically telling pink to eliminate yellow. And the pink player trades in a set. Nice. Nice, but is he going after me right there or not? Okay, well, not sure. Why would the pink player do it? Because he cannot take these anymore. Does he realize that? Let's see, his battle come back for green. Because the green player could get these 5 cards now. Okay, well, the pink player basically sacrificed these troops for no reason. Why didn't he split these? I mean, if a green player doesn't take over this one, I take and I win, right? He attack yellow, yes, of course. Let's go, but where I'm looking, I mean, could I eliminate the blue player next? Could I eliminate blue then? Let's blitz this. Let's go, because the blue player is at 5 cards. I think that's perfect opportunity for me to strike. Trade in a set, 2 sets right there even. Eliminate blue, trade in another set, and then I might be able to go for the cap run. So let's actually blitz the pink player's army over there too. I can't, let's hurry because I could run out of time. Right, so let's take these. I trade in a set and go for the cap run. 2 sets even. Right? Let's take this. The green player gets eliminated. Okay, and the rest. The last capital is an Orient, which is at 1 troop. The last blitz. And that's GG. Intermediate, beginner, and master. Okay, so actually the green player got the 3rd place, not even 2nd.